How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have a special guest, and she can say her name and what she does and all that stuff.
Great. Hi, I'm Sarah Mcgowan. I am a singer-songwriter based out of Los Angeles.
Awesome. So my first question, Sarah, usually I have bands on, so the question becomes interesting, but I always love having solo artists on. So what was like the first interaction or like the first thing about like being a musician and like, like wanting to do a solo project and just doing music in general? Did you ever think about like doing band stuff, or was it always the main focus was being like a solo artist?
Well, I was always really inspired by Sheryl Crow.
Okay.
She's the reason I got into music, honestly. When I was a little kid, I listened to her songs, and I went to one of her concerts, and it just like blew my mind. So I always approached it from like an individual act standpoint, but I do play with a band. I had like a solid band back in New York who's still all my friends, and I enjoy playing with band as well. But it's always been kind of just like me as an artist versus like a full band mentality.
Exactly. And I also feel like
hmm
we kind of have that similar sort of like mindset of like, having that creative stuff to yourself. I know it sounds like super selfish, but like I feel like there's something about like, like coming up with it yourself, like being able to like, just think of your own stuff creatively. Do you have people that you like bounce stuff off of that you like kind of confide in? Because there's certain occasions where I'll like, ask people like, what do you think about this? Like in terms of like stuff that goes on the channel. So I'm curious if you maybe take a similar mindset, or you just like, I write the best stuff. Like maybe I don't need the critique in that sort of instance.
hmm well, I've been doing a lot of co-writing the past couple of years, which has been great because honestly, like sometimes if I write a song by myself, I'm unsure if it sounds like crap or not. So it's great to have other people in the room to kind of like bounce ideas off of. So co-writing has been great because it's really like wonderful when you have more than one brain in a room that's contributing to an idea. And it does help you have a little bit of a barometer of if it sucks or if it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I have to ask one more other thing. Some of your songs have been on TV, utilized for TV. So like, how was that experience? I don't feel like I get a lot of like bands or even solo artists that do this sort of stuff. So, it's cool in my opinion because like now I'll be like trying to listen, and be like, man, did I hear a song from Sarah on a TV show that I watch or something like that? So how was like the first experience of that happening to like hearing one of your songs like on a TV show? That must have been insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. The first time I heard my song on TV, actually, I had a friend who was up in Canada, and he texted me and was like, "Oh, I just heard your song. Congrats!" And I had no idea that it was even on like an ad. So he like ended up being able to tape like that when the ad came on again, he taped it and sent it to me, and it was just like wild, being like, "Oh, there are people like sitting in their living room and they hear my music right now." That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that must be like
yeah,
insane. Like I couldn't
yeah.
imagine like if I see somebody that's like, "Oh, I've like seen you at shows like and I know you do like YouTube stuff like," and they're like always like afraid to come up and say something, and I'm like, "Nah, don't." Like I'm like I feel like I'm pretty accurate to how I am like doing interviews and stuff, but like TV must be like that much cooler.
Yeah, it's super weird, but also it's awesome, but very surreal.
Awesome. So my next question, Sarah, you've been playing shows for a long time, I assume, but what are some favorite venues you like to play at or catch a show at in your free time?
So I lived in New York for 8 years, New York City.
Nice.
So now I'm in Los Angeles. I've been here for a year. So I'm still getting to know the scene out here. But back in New York, I used to love to go to Rockwood all the time, especially Stage One. Um, Mercury Lounge was wonderful. I played at Arlene's Grocery like many, many times.
Nice.
Here in LA, I'm really starting to get into like the hotel cafe scene.
Cool.
Um, yeah, like I love the little intimate, venues, and where you can really just catch like a singer songwriter doing their thing.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I've been getting into a lot of like that sort of singer songwriter sort of stuff because a lot of the stuff that I like listen to is a lot heavier or like more rock based, and I'm trying to like get into stuff that, is a little bit, not, I wouldn't say out of my comfort zone, but something that's just different for me to listen to. And so how has kind of like been the transition between like New York and LA? Because I can imagine, I live in New Jersey, so I can imagine there's
Mhm.
quite a difference in terms of vibes from different cities, of course.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it out here. It gets a really bad rap from everyone, but the music community out here is just, in my experience and opinion, it's much tighter, and I feel like there are more opportunities out here. But it's been an adjustment for sure. It's a little bit more laid back in a way.
Yeah.
New York's very like high stress. Even just walking on the street, it's like anxiety level through the roof. Um, but yeah, in general, like I really do enjoy it out in LA.
Awesome, awesome. Next question, Sarah, to kind of follow up the venue question. What was the last show that you attended that you didn't play?
Was Tuesday night, I think. Yeah, this Tuesday I went to just a small little show that some people I knew were playing at the Love Song Bar in downtown LA. That was
Awesome.
cool.
What style of music, and like if you want to give a shout out to who they were, you could definitely do that. Always down to listen to new stuff.
Oh yeah. I went to see this artist. Her name is Laces. She was formerly known as Charlotte sometimes. She's from New York. And my friend Godin co-wrote her new song, Moved, that just came out, I think, last week. Shout out to them. So that was a really cool show to see.
Awesome, awesome. Probably the most meaty question. I'm sure you get asked it a lot as well, but what are some of your musical influences? Like, who do you draw from?
So originally, when I was first starting my career, obviously I was really into Sheryl Crow. A lot of the singer-songwriters from like the 70s, like Joni Mitchell, Carole King, Joan Baez, they inspired me so much. And recently, like the past couple years, I've really gotten to know more like pop music,
Okay.
which I know a lot of people kind of like, can scoff at. But I think that is really cool. It's a very fun medium to be able to express myself, with the way I am currently. So honestly, like I have really enjoyed Taylor Swift's evolution. Like I think her last album, Reputation, was fantastic in terms of pop songwriting. I really love the band Fantagram.
Nice. Yeah.
They're like one of my favorite bands ever. And recently I've been listening to a lot of like Maggie Rogers, Casey Musgraves, and just like, love discovering new music as well.
Yeah, I was listening to a few of the songs. Shout outs to Austin. He sent it over a little bit early. And I was listening through, and I could definitely hear a little bit of like Southern influence, like obviously like Sheryl Crow that you had mentioned, like Taylor Swift kind of does, some country pop sort of stuff. I'd say more of her older stuff is obviously more along the lines of country stuff.
Hmm.
But I could definitely feel that, and it's cool because I feel like it puts a little bit of a different twist on, traditional pop music. And so it definitely caught my ear as somebody who generally doesn't listen to that sort of stuff, but I was really interested, and I'm excited to kind of listen more through it and kind of, pick out some really cool details. But what was one of the favorite songs that you like had the most enjoyment recording and stuff like that, and just working out?
Wow. Well, all these songs like have taken me the past couple of years to write. Like they're all from
Hmm.
different parts of my life, the past like maybe 3 years. I think my favorite song that I wrote is the one that's actually coming out tonight. It's called Leave You Lonely.
There you go.
Um, yeah, I wrote that with my friend Anna Schulze, who I met out in LA like the first month I moved here.
Cool.
And she's like a total badass female singer, songwriter, producer, awesome. That song, I think it's probably one of the best songs I've ever written. It's just like, I don't know, it just hits me like really hard, like in my soul. I feel it. And it was a really great songwriting experience as well. It was like an 8-hour day, but we had like 3 different snacks and like talked, and we also bonded over our love of Sheryl Crow, and just like
There
this
you go.
beautiful song came out of it. We didn't give up on it because it took a long time to, have it form. And usually, sometimes we can like give up after a couple hours in a write if you're like, this isn't really, coming along. But we stuck with it, and I'm very proud of that song.
I know it's like it's one of those like very cliche questions of like, it's like picking your favorite child, So I can definitely respect that you took a little bit more of an honest approach to it. And again, I'll have to re-listen to it with that mindset of like you worked really hard at it. And I mean, obviously all the songs, but just this one in particular, I'll have to really hone in on a little bit more. But kind of reeling it back in a little bit more. Who have you been jamming? Who's on your Spotify? Who have you been listening to lately?
Awesome. So lately, I can even pull up my Spotify right now and see what
There
embarrassing
you
things I've
go.
listened to. Awesome. So recently I've been listening to a lot of, like, as I said, Maggie Rogers, Casey Musgraves, Fantagram just came out with a new song, which I'm really
Yes.
excited about. Let's see. Oh, there's a new artist that I saw her in concert a couple weeks ago. Her name's Flavia. She's
Okay.
really cool.
Hmm.
As well as let me see what else I've been listening to. Some embarrassing stuff. But I'm excited about the new Ingrid Michaelson that came out as well.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Sufjan Stevens came out with something new as well the other day, which I'm also very excited about because I love him.
He's
Been
great.
around for a long time, but I love him.
Awesome. Awesome. Next question,
Yeah.
Sarah. Got to keep it fun. Got to keep it light. What are some cover songs that you'd like to add to your arsenal, possibly?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I love to take like songs by artists from totally different genres, especially like male artists, and kind of like do fun covers of them.
Okay. Okay.
So I've always joked I want to do this, but like I want to do like a Post Malone cover at some point, just to make it like
Ooh,
something
okay.
fun, like totally random, and then just like make it my own.
What?
I do
What?
love me some Post Malone.
I was gonna say, what song would you choose if you had to?
I'm not sure. I mean, my favorite song from his is "Stay,"
Yes. Yes.
right? And that one, I mean, that's like almost like an outlier in his album, which I think is so cool that he has like just like acoustic side to him, and he just kind of does what he wants, which I respect that as an
I
artist.
think he's like, and I feel like a lot of people maybe give him a little bit of a misconception on that, but like that song, because I've listened to it a lot too as well, and that one's the
Mm-hmm.
one that like everybody says like Better Off, or like some of the more
Mm-hmm.
poppier tracks that he does. And I feel like Stay is so honest, and I feel like I'm not trying to plug it or anything, but I feel like you could do a really killer job at doing that song, because you have that sort of singer-songwriter mentality, and I feel like that song kind of lends to that sort of styling. So, and it's also on the internet now, so like if people are watching this, they're gonna like be DMing you, be like, you gotta do that Post Malone track. So that's all I'm saying, Sarah. It can happen now because it's on the internet.
Yeah, I gotta do it now. Oh man.
All right, awesome. Next question, Sarah. Another fun question. Gotta ask this: favorite food to eat?
Ooh. I love pizza.
Of
I
course.
love bagels. I can't get good pizza or bagels out here, to be honest. There's like some good stuff, but like most of it's garbage. But I love pizza and bagels, and I love burritos.
I feel
Very
like
healthy.
you're very like East Coast, like
Yeah.
I feel like that's the answer. Like, if you're from the East
Yeah.
Coast and you like move, you're like, pizza's just not as good anywhere else. So
It's
I can
it's not.
feel that. I can feel that. That's
Yeah.
if I could send you a pizza from like New Jersey, I would do it,
Oh my God. I wish.
Awesome, awesome, Sarah. Next question, again, keeping it more music related as well. If there was somebody you could collaborate with, whether it be a guest vocalist on your next record or a producer you'd like to work with in the future, who would it be?
Hmm. I have a couple names that come to mind.
Okay, okay. List
Um,
them out.
in terms of songwriter, I would love to collaborate with Julia Michaels one day.
Oh,
I think that
nice.
her like melodies are so good, and her lyrics and like concepts are just like so wonderful. So I really love her. Um, this is kind of basic, but I also really love John Mayer,
Oh, yeah, well,
and I
he's
love how
fantastic.
I love his transformation and like his musical journey is really cool, and I love how he just kind of does his own thing. And like my favorite album of his is Born and Raised, which I know was not super popular, but I think it was awesome. Like I love how he just kind of like, you know, explored a different genre and like didn't really care what people thought. And I think like that's the one of the beauties of being an artist is like not having to put yourself in a box, like being able to like do different things and like experiment with different like colors and genres and like not really care, just kind of do your own thing. So
Exactly,
I do love
exactly.
him.
I would love to see that just because I'm a big fan of the like male and female like vocal collaboration whenever they do like harmonies and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic. So John Mayer, if you're somehow scouring the internet for female singers, should hit Sarah up.
Yeah, please.
There we go. Awesome. Next question, Sarah. I know you do a lot of different things. You sing, and you also I think you play guitar as well. What is another instrument that if you could be proficient at, what would it be?
I'm actually teaching myself piano right now.
Tight.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I just bought an 88 key full size digital piano.
There you go.
Um, and yeah, and I've just been like, I went to college and studied music theory, so I understand like, well, in theory, I understand things. I forgot a lot of things from college, but I understand like how the piano works. So I've just been like, looking up free sheet music on the internet and just kind of teaching myself again. And yeah, I hope I become really good, eventually 10 years from now, maybe I'll be able to play well.
Well, hopefully it goes well. It definitely sounds like you're on the track of doing some good stuff on the piano. So I'll have to check back
Yeah.
next time we do another interview and see how the progress is going.
It'll keep me accountable.
There you go. There you go.
Good. Yeah.
Awesome. Next question, Sarah. If you could compile a dream tour, who'd be on the lineup?
A dream tour, like including myself or for other people?
Absolutely. I feel like if you left
Okay,
yourself
including
off,
Richard.
you would be doing a disservice to your music. So,
I just be the number one fan in the crowd. Um, I think in terms of like artists who are doing a similar thing right now, obviously my girl T Swift, I love her.
there you go.
Maggie Rogers. Um, I also really love Sharon Van Etten. I was inspired by
Nice.
her a lot
Yeah.
for many years. Um, yeah, I mean, I
That
also
sounds
really
tight.
love. Yeah, I mean, like all of those are Amy Shark too. I don't know if you've heard her music. Amy Shark from Australia. I love her.
I'll have to give her a listen now.
Yeah, she's amazing. I would love to be on tour with her. My God.
There we go. Well, we're just compiling just names, and hopefully this will, how the internet works. It can very well happen. So fingers crossed
Yeah,
for it to happen.
right. That'd be
Awesome.
nice.
Next question, Sarah. Kind of the follow up, the Dream Tour lineup. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
I think the best live show I've ever seen was St. Vincent. Saw
Nice. Okay.
her in
Okay.
Brooklyn, like, I don't know, like 5 years ago. And it was just like, it was insane. That was right after I think she did the stuff with David Byrne, the Love This Giant
Nice. Yeah.
album. And yeah, she had a solo tour and it was just like insane. Like she just was like playing guitar, laying down and like laying on like these stairs. It was just like crazy. So I think she's the best live show I've ever seen.
That's awesome. Where do you said you saw her in New York, so
Hmm.
did you see her at like the Gramercy or
It was actually at I think it was the Celebrate Brooklyn festival
Oh,
in
tight. Okay.
Prospect Park. Yeah, so it was
That must have been
outside.
cool cuz it was in a park. That must have been like awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Awesome, Sarah. Next question. Keeping it fun and light as again, favorite TV show, favorite movie.
Ooh, hmm. To pick one, I think my all-time favorite TV show is The Office.
Oh,
That's like
classic.
my comfort TV show that I'll just put on for anytime. In terms of movie, I think my favorite one is 50 First Dates.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
also, yeah, I've seen that many, many, many times.
Well, that one
Yeah,
is also a classic up there with The Office, so I
yeah,
like the classic choices. I'm about both
yeah.
movies. I like most people don't know is like I love TV shows and like movies and stuff. So whenever I can like find somebody to assimilate with like on a certain TV show or movie, it's killer. So
Yeah.
awesome, Sarah. Next question. If you were trapped on a desert island and there was one album you could bring with you for the next month, what album would it be?
Ooh. Well, if I'm on a desert island, I'm probably going to be pretty depressed. So I don't know. Or really happy.
Depends on how
I
you
don't
look
know.
at it.
Right, exactly. If I'm trapped, I don't know. It might be kind of nice being away from people. I don't know. But I think that I would bring Blue by Joni Mitchell
Oh, that's a
because
good one.
that's happy and sad. There's a variety.
You'll be
Yeah.
going through a roller coasters of emotions.
Yeah, always.
Awesome. And lastly, Sarah, to round everything out, tell them about you, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Yeah, so you can follow me on all social media platforms. My username on Instagram, Sarah Mcgowan Music, Facebook.com/Sarah Mcgowan Music. You can also just go to SarahMcGowanMusic.com. There, everything is there. I have my second single off the EP coming out tonight.
There you
It's
go.
called Leave You Lonely. And my full-length EP, 5 songs, are going to be out on June 28th. And the EP is called A Little Intimate.
There you go. Awesome. Well, got to give a huge shout out to Austin again. I've been throwing his name
Yeah.
around a little bit, but like he's fantastic, and I always got to show my love to fellow PR people. But definitely check out Sarah's stuff. Like I know it's a little bit different, actually pretty different from what I typically cover here on the channel, but I my goal for this year is to just try and listen to different stuff. So you can expect a review of Sarah's new record out on the channel as well. So if you're interested in that and knowing my thoughts on the record from a mainly rock and like metal perspective, it will be very interesting. But definitely go give her stuff a listen if you're into like singer-songwriter stuff, sort of stuff. I've had many singer-songwriters on this channel, and I feel like Sarah is among the elite on the channel here. So go give her a listen. Check the links in the description to find out about her music, where they can find you at, and all of tour stuff and the EP, of course. And if you enjoyed this interview, share it, like it, subscribe, and of course, thank you to Sarah for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.